Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to be making apple pie. I'm going to be using 2 butter bars and brown sugar. And then I'm going to start peeling my apples, but I'm just showing you what I'm going to be using. And I'm going to be using cornstarch once my apples are peeled. So I'm going to start peeling my apples. Now I'll be using like 5 to 6 apples, and then I'll be slicing them. It's very simple to bake an apple pie, and it was so delicious. I'm making it from scratch, so hopefully you guys like this video so you guys can make your apple pie. It's very simple. You just peel your apples and slice them, and once they're all sliced, you're gonna add 1.5 spoons of cornstarch and mix it to your apples. I'm almost done peeling all my apples. You know, apple pie is a classic dessert that has been enjoyed for centuries. It's a perfect blend of sweet and tart with a crunchy crust that melts in your mouth. The aroma of freshly baked apple pie is enough to make your mouth water. For this apple pie, I'm using Gala apples. I just don't like my apples to be so sour. But if you like Granny Smith apples, that's fine too. But I'm using Gala apples. I'm gonna start slicing my apples. So this is how my apples turned out to be. That's the size I cut them. Now I'm going to add them to my bowl and then add the 1.5 spoons of cornstarch. Now I'm gonna mix my apples. So I started cooking my apples with the brown sugar. I added like a cup of brown sugar. It's up to you how much sugar you want on your apple pie. And I'm gonna be adding 2 spoons of apple cider vinegar. It makes your apple pie taste so much better. It's sweet but not too sweet. It's just perfect to the taste. The flavor it gives it. But you're gonna like the flavor once you try it. And I didn't add cinnamon, but it's up to you if you want to add cinnamon. I thought it just tasted great without cinnamon. But if you want to add more spices, it's up to you. I just added my butter, just 1 bar of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, and my apples, and the 2 teaspoons of vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and it gives it a great taste. So if you don't want to add cornstarch to your apples, you can always add flour. What's going to happen is that your pie is going to be put together. It's not going to be soupy. It's going to stay together. That's what I mean. But you can always use flour instead of cornstarch. I used cornstarch, and my apple pie was delicious. You can already see my apple filling is turning out good. The brown sugar is already turning caramelized. It looks very good. Okay, so since we're doing everything from scratch, I'm gonna add 2.5 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. You can add any flour you want, but I use all-purpose flour, 2.5 cups. Once I start rolling my pie crust or my pie dough, I'm gonna add the last cup of flour. So in total, I use 3 cups in total of flour. Don't forget to add sugar and salt as you wish in your flour. Now I'm gonna add my bar of butter. I'm going to slice it in little squares. You're gonna see how I slice my butter. I think I'm gonna cut it just a little bit smaller. That's just the right size. Now I'm gonna add it into my bowl. So don't forget to add your salt. I'm sprinkling my salt. Don't forget to add your sugar, the desired amount you want. And I added 1/3 cup of water and a little bit of milk as desired. Now I'm gonna start mixing my dough, making it into a ball. It has to be very soft, and you just squish that butter into your flour. Mix your dough very well. Add a little bit of more milk into my dough. Make it soft. It feels very soft, and that's the texture we want. I did add some vegetable shortening into my dough. I do like my pies to be crisp, so I added that little bit of vegetable shortening. And it's gonna make my dough softer. This is when I added the last cup of flour into my dough. So in total it was 3 cups altogether. I'm done kneading my dough. It has to be this soft. You have to knead it for quite a while. It's really soft. That's the texture you want your dough to be, so you can roll it nicely. I'm gonna be using this tray to bake my pie at 425 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. But right now we're gonna cut the dough in half, one for my bottom crust and one for the top of my pie. Now I'm gonna roll it. This is how my dough turned out. It's very soft and manageable, so I was able to cover the edges. Now I'm gonna add my apple filling. It smells very good and it looks good too. So I'm gonna add it into my pie crust. Now I'm gonna start spreading the apples all over my pie. Just spread it with the spoon, fill all those gaps with apple. Let me show you. It just looks so nice. It's looking nice already. Now I'm gonna repeat the same process for my top layer. Now I'm just gonna cut the edges and cover the gaps that didn't get enough dough. I'm repeating the same process I did for the bottom of my crust. I'm just gonna fill in the gaps. I'm gonna do this little decoration. I'm not an expert in doing pies, but it does taste really good. I'm doing this little decoration around my pie. It's gonna turn out pretty. Just look how pretty it looks already without even baking it yet. I'm about to put it in the oven, but first, instead of doing like the egg yolk and stuff on top, I'm gonna use milk, but I'm gonna do some little holes so it breathes inside the oven. Just use your knife to poke some holes into the dough. So this is the little bit of milk I'm gonna be using to spread it around my dough. I'm gonna use this little brush to pour in the milk and brush it all over the pie crust. And it's gonna turn out nice and brown at the end once it's all cooked. I just don't like using the egg yolk because it just smells funny, but You can use both. I mean, you can use egg yolk or the egg wash like they call it, but I'm using milk instead of that. And it turns out just fine. And then after that, after spreading the milk with that little brush, I'm just gonna sprinkle some sugar on top, just a tiny bit. At the end, it turned out very nice, and it tasted really good. This is where I started sprinkling the sugar. Just the desired amount you want on top. It's gonna be very crispy once it's cooked. So I'm getting ready to put in my pie into the oven. I preheated my oven and I put it on 425 Fahrenheit to cook for 15 minutes. And then after those 15 minutes, you're gonna lower your oven to 350 Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. Once it's brown, it's ready to come out of the oven. So this is how it looks. So my pie is already cooked. It's done. It's ready to come out. Now let me show you how it turned out. It looks pretty good. It's brown, it's not burnt, and the milk did its job right. It turned out brown and it looks perfect and it tasted good. I'm not gonna cut it, but I'm taking it for someone very special, so it turned out just right. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep making more videos. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this apple pie. Try making it, it's really good. This is the golden color that your apple pie should turn out to be at the end. Thanks for watching.